Right. Do you have the table there? Guys, do you have the data? What's wrong?
50 to 0.
Thank you.
500 to 0.
Why are we looking at the time or the voltage or what?
Time is 0.
Time is 0 and it goes to
500.
500 seconds.
Volt.
Oh yeah, but tell me about the time. What does the time do?
0. 1, 2, 3.
Great.
It's not 0. It's 0.
Yeah.
100
Milliseconds. 200 milliseconds. And when does it stop? What's the last time? 1 second. Okay, great. Cancel. Right. So now, Mir, wakey. Okay, so we're looking at the graph. Time in milliseconds starts at 0, and then it goes adds hundreds. Okay, and then all the way up until 1. And then what's the voltage?
Just 900.
Stops at 900?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes? And then what's the voltage? Millivolts?
No, just volt.
Microvolts. It says it in the question. Did it say microvolts? Okay. And what's the first voltage?
500.
And then next?
4 to 1.
4 to 1.
354.
354.
298. 250. 210. 178. 149. 125 and 105.
Great, what's my first question? Make the graph? Well, what do I need to do first?
Compare volt to.
Log. Yeah?
But it is volt.
Doesn't matter, still the same.
Doesn't matter?
Yeah. Volt, current, charge, done it the same way. So log volt in log microvolt unit. So log of this one. Oops. Okay, and then what do I ask you to do next? What's the next thing?
Calculate the.
Do I ask you to make a graph?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll make the graph next, yeah? And then after I make the graph, what do I want?
Estimate, I think.
Estimate the slope? Yeah.
Not the tau.
Yeah, the time constant. So first we need to calculate that from the slope.
Yeah.
Just to save time, guys, I'm not going to put the titles in, okay? Just to save time. Right, so can you see here? It goes from, look, it goes from about here down to here, that's the y, and then from here to here is the x. So how big is the y? It's about 6.2 to, what's that, 4.6. Okay, so 6.2 minus 4.6, and how big is the x? How big is the x? 900 about. So the slope is about, I got about like 1.7 times 10 to the minus 3. But what's nice in this program is it can calculate it for me exactly. Oh my goodness. No. Here we go. I can't quite see it.
I compared the milli to.
That's fine, yeah. So can you see here, look? This is my slope, minus 0.0017. So my slope is roughly minus 0. Is this what you got as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Now, what's the time constant? It's about 1 over the slope. So 1 divided by so I get here roughly 588. But what's the units here?
Column.
No, we don't know it's seconds, do we? Why not? What? Yeah, what am I measuring on the y-axis? What's in the y-axis? Was it volts? Yeah, and what was it on the x-axis? Milliseconds. So what unit am I using for my time? Milli. So this isn't 588 seconds. What is it? 588 milliseconds. So you just have to be careful with that, okay? Because the time unit is milliseconds.
But the volt is microvolt. It's not volt.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it doesn't matter. Watch. I want to show you that now. Can I go to the side?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you remember, the time constant is 1 over the slope. And what's the slope? It's the change in y over the change in x. So the change in y, that's log y2 minus log y1 over x2 minus x1. Now what units are these? The x's. Milliseconds. Yes?
Yes.
Milliseconds. Now, if you look at the top, log y2, what's the y2 and the y1 in? Microvolts. But on the top, that's log y2 over y1. So it doesn't matter if this is micro.
Yeah.
It cancels. So if it's micro, milli, giga, doesn't matter. It cancels. So we can know what the unit for the time is by just looking at the x-axis. Good point, Fuan, but can you see why it's milliseconds? Yes?
Y tau is roughly 5.88 minus 1 over 0.
Yeah, it's minus 1 over minus 0.0017. Yeah.
Why you have to do in this?
Do what?
You can do it in the Excel. It will calculate for you.
Yeah, I know, but in the exam you can't. Alright, what's the next question? Is there another part to this? Or was that everything? Oh no, the last part was calculate the capacitance, was it?
Calculate the fully when you multiply by 5.
Oh, how long until fully discharged? Yeah, so that would be 5 of these. So just multiply it by 5. Yeah. Anything else in it?
Yeah.
Or is that it?
No.
There's something else. What's next then? Come on, open up the question. What's the next part? Don't sit there looking sleepy.
What is the question?
For which?
No, I mean,
The 5? This was the time, and then the full time is 5 of these. Remember this formula? Yeah? Yeah, nearly 5, yeah. So that's 2,940 milliseconds. Is that what you got? Guys, come on, what's the next question? You're killing me.
900 T and 1.
When will that voltage be achieved?
When will the voltage be?
50 microvolts.
80 microvolts.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the formula for voltage?
Q over C.
No, the other one I gave you. V0
V0
E minus T over time constant.
Yeah.
Right, what do I want the V to be? What did I say? 80 micro. And what's the voltage at the beginning? I give you that in the table. What is
500.
it? Is it 500? Yeah.
500
Microvolts. And what's the time constant?
No, it's not 500. Oh yeah, 500.
And what's the time constant?
It's
588 milli. Yeah. So I don't care about the micro because they cancel.
Yeah.
So if I get rid of the milli, just remember that the time is in milliseconds. Milliseconds. If I use 588 here, it means I'm using milliseconds. If you don't like that and you want to use seconds, Well then just change this to 0.5888. This milli. Alright. They cancel. What do I do next? Very good. Log. What happens here?
It's just minus t upon 0.5.
Cancels. What do I get on the left? Log 80 over 500 minus 1.83. And then here minus t over 0.588. Multiply, yeah. And I get the time is 1.08 seconds. That's when the voltage will become 80. Now if you look at your table, oh, that's ugly. 80 happens after 900 milliseconds, doesn't it? So the answer should be more than 1 second. And what answer did I get? I got 1.08 seconds. So I think this is right then. What's the next part of the question?
How much
Yeah.
how much are the capacitor holding on the voltmeter is 80 micro?
Okay. Yes, Fuan?
Never mind.
You sure? Is it about the mu again?
No,
No, it's not this. Is it about this?
I do the different way that is different by
You did a different way and you got a different answer. What answer did you get? Where's your answer? No.
Why I can't do that?
I can't even see what you're doing. What's V? Volts?
Yeah,
What's T?
like in here it's 900
Yeah.
T equal 105 T.
Uh-huh.
So if STV, so I can calculate the T. But that is different.
You cannot do this.
Why?
That only works if the graph is linear. If the graph curves, it doesn't work. Okay, what's the next part? What's the next part? Oh yeah, what is the...
How much charge is the capacitor holding when the voltmeter is...
Okay, Q equals CV. Do we know the C? Guys, come on, wake up, what's the C?
100.
100 what?
Millifarad.
Millifarads, so 10 to the minus 3. And what's the voltage?
80 microvolts.
80 microvolts. Can you multiply? Yes, you can. Come on, guys. Why are you being so tired today? Wake up. And here we get 8 microcoulombs. What's next?
What is the voltage after 1200 milliseconds?
After how long?
1200.
200 milliseconds. What's the voltage?
Yes.
Okay, what formula? V equals... Guys, you said you did this homework, right?
Yeah.
So what's the formula for the voltage?
I.
What is it? No. Did you do this one?
What's wrong with you?
V0 E.
Minus t upon tau.
Thank you, Fuang. You didn't know it.
Oh.
Right. What's the V0? Don't. Now look, you're doing this thing. I don't know why you're doing it. Get off the phone.
No, it's okay.
Put it down. I want to see it on the table. You're doing this thing. I ask a question, what's the V0? And you look at the screen like it's on the screen. It's in the question. What's the V0? 500. Thank you. 500 milli. Is it milli?
Micro.
Micro. And what's the time?
Oh, that high.
What's the time?
Time is
1200 milliseconds.
yeah,
So 1.2 seconds. And what's the time constant?
588.
Yeah, milliseconds. So that's 0.588. Did you do it this way, Fran?
I'm wrong.
What did you do wrong?
Like the question
Guys, you need to pick it up a bit now if you're trying to pass, you know? Right, so this comes out as 64.96 microvolts. Is there another part of the question?
Yeah, what's the code? That's the same.
What's the current? Right, how can I get the current?
In the same second.
How can I get the current?
I equals
Thank you. I equals...
V over R.
Yes, you could do it this way. Do we know the OR? Do we know the OR?
Yeah,
We do?
yeah.
Okay. So then V over
R.
R. What's the V?
140.
140. Is that in the question?
Why? Why heavy?
Oh,
Oh yeah. I know. Sorry. It's six.
This
yeah,
one?
Yeah.
64.96 times 10 to the minus 6. And the resistance?
It's the 5 by half.
Do you know the resistance?
Yeah.
What is it?
5.7. 5.8.
Yeah, it was same 588. No.
It's in the question
yawning,
B.
Mahmood.
It's in the question B.
It's in part D.
Yeah.
2940.
Hey, hang on.
If you take
Stop.